Hi guys, Derpy Moose 99 here. Just let it run for a little while from last time. So what we've done is we finished off three of the city mills, three of the bakeries, and we've started production of flour. And you can see some flour in here, mostly in here, I think. And we've also turned three bakeries on to making bread. We have three more bakeries that are going to come up, but we don't have the manpower for them right now. We're still hoping for nomads. Our housing situation is okay for the moment. Quick look at our food graph and shows that we're still generally trending up. Our production, although last year was just slightly more than we used, so that's a little bit concerning. Maybe we'll think about turning these back on, especially since we're starting to make. At least we'll turn two of them on for now. Um, these two wharf and ships completed, but I turned them off because we don't have the manpower, and this barn came up and I decided to upgrade it right away. So we're going to wait till that comes up and we get a few more people to run these. I think if we run out of stuff to do while we're waiting for more population, we'll upgrade these two barns to storage warehouses. The other thing I noticed is our tools weren't quite keeping up with one. So I've upgraded the blacksmiths and there's now two blacksmiths with two each, so a total of four blacksmiths running. That should keep us up. We have one in spare, and I decided to throw two more into the production queue here, just in case. Never run out of tools. I'll repeat again, never run out of tools. I've laid out some more crop fields and orchards up here, and one here and here as well. I've designated a bunch of stuff for removal here. I'm thinking that we'll lay out um, maybe some textile production, clothing over here, maybe get going on some, if we can get some flax seeds, do some linen, make some dress coats, that kind of thing. Or the other thing I was looking at is our little stable over there that's producing domestic animals has actually got us up to 18 now. So these things here, these pens, the wool pens are called, four each domestic animals, and that'll produce wool and the occasional bit of leather. So that's actually a decent amount to start on wool coats as well. Um, so I don't know if you remember back, but um, what I said we're going to be trading, we start with firewood, we add the perfume, then we're going to add survival coats, furniture, wool coats, linen coats, and maybe even get into like the silk and a few other things. So we're going to be trading a lot of coats, continue with the furniture and stuff like that. Um, so I think we'll let that run. I'm hoping for nomads or a big growth spurt. Looking at the town here, we are up to 225 people, which is not bad. Always seems to be something else you want to do or something else you want to make and you need people for. So let's have a quick look at our mills here. I think those look pretty cool. In our town tithe barn, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. It's 2% full. It's a pretty big barn. Okay, some traders coming in. Oh, this one needs to be set up. Building supplies, homeware, stone and log. Okay, and you should be set up already. Yep, thank you. Oh, okay, and the other thing I did while we were waiting was this other industry merchant came up. So you can see it's as bigger than the standard one, but I think it looks pretty cool. And I've populated with the usual firewood, perfume, survival coats, and furniture. And we'll see what we get out of that one. In my experience, this it's called an industry merchant, the same as these, but it has a wider selection. It's more of a mixture of the standard trading dock and the industry docks. Okay, here we go. Okay, this one I've already set up. So coal, homewares, fancy homewares, iron ore. So most of that stuff we don't need urgently. Most of it actually is an insurance plan, but let's buy. No, let's just leave it for now. Okay, the food dock we don't need. Okay, bakery, we'll just turn that one off for now. Now, I think these three mills, they're only working at 75% capacity right now, 3 out of 4 in each. I suspect that we're going to be producing way more flour than for sure 3 bakeries need. Um, but I'm going to let this run for a while and sort of see where we get from an inventory perspective. I built some extra houses as well here too. So the people that are working here yeah, should be from those houses. That's looking pretty good actually. Well, the other interesting thing I noticed, we don't have all of our duck chicken coops or whatever we want to call them up. But if we look at our inventory and look at our feather production, we're up to 1350. So a relatively small number of these chicken pens or chicken coops produces a fair amount of feathers. So what I did do is I did turn on a couple of additional dock workshops to make survival coats. And oops, let's just have a look and see how many survival coats we've got now. 688, that's pretty good. So I go in here, just change our inventory. I believe these are set for 50 right now. Let's make them, oh, let's make them 100. Okay, and one more here. So up that. Oops. All right. So I'm not actually sure if we're in a big rush to turn on the rest of these chickens, given the feather situation. So we'll just keep an eye on that. I didn't look at reeds though. How are we? 695. We're probably going to want to throw a few more reed farms in here. So let's do 4, but we probably will only turn 2 on to start with. Okay. You look like you're set up already, yep. And we're auto purchasing 8 here, okay. Okay, don't need much there. And you, thank you. Okay, the last bakery. All right, so we're operating 3 bakeries on bread. Now, if you look at the menus here, pretty amazing amount of recipes. So the basic ones with flour, hardtack bread. I think I mentioned bagels in an earlier episode. We have that's a combination of flour and eggs. So with the chicken coops over there, we can maybe turn somebody on to that. Actually, we have 5 laborers right now, so why don't we turn this guy on to bagels? Okay, and quite a few other recipes. We don't have salt or herbs. Oh, there's a flour and blueberries one. Okay. Um, yeah, maybe we can change one of these. We'll leave that at bread. Okay, we get some more people. We'll go flour and blueberries and make some muffins. That sounds pretty cool. I'm sure these warehouses have tons of capacity. Oh, actually, the bread's ramping up. Okay, so we have an oversupply of rice. We're turning that into an oversupply of bread problem. So, move stuff around. Okay, I also started a dock fishery here. Now, it's not going to be the most awesome one in the world because part of its radius is going to be obscured by the workshops here, and I'm not going to turn it on either because we don't really need the food right now. Um, but we'll put that guy in just for the future. While I think of it, let's throw a little mini dock storage there and a meat locker here. Now, I think eggs will go in the meat locker as well, but this will be overflow if all these sort of general warehouses fill up. The fishermen will still have a place to put the fish in the meat locker. Okay, seeds. We don't really need anything at this time, so thank you. Now, maybe let's get that guy going. Oh, we suddenly got a bit of an influx of laborers there, graduates. And we need a bunch of houses, which is good news. Okay, I think we'll put a maximum of 2 more in here. Okay, 2 there. This is going to be 8 when we finally get around to activating that. So let's throw 3 there. And we've got 1 working here. All right. Now some of the new fields are coming up too. Let's throw a couple of country houses in, just for fun. And maybe, especially up here in the farming community, that seems apropos. Okay, let's run with that. Let's get some more builders. Go 8 and 2. I know we seem to have enough feathers here. I wonder if we can recover this guy. Recover the domesticated animal since we've got the dock chickens going. And we can use that for wool or something else. All right, are you set up for orders? Never. Okay. Let's see. Every visit. Whale blubber. Sounds so appetizing. Domesticated animals. Feathers just in case. Flax, so we can start getting some linen going. Not flowers. No, we got, and then lamp oil. All right, every visit. And I got some lamp oil there we'll take. And that looks like about all we want for now. All right, so about 16 of you will do the job. Okay, looks like our storage warehouse is coming up. That's the upgrade of the barn. We don't have enough to turn this on yet. You can go away. But maybe let's upgrade this so what's in here will be distributed to here, maybe some to the market. Speaking of market, this market here, I think we should add another one. And the market up here, running a bit low in there. Out of tallow again. Okay, let's get some of these houses rocking and rolling. Oh, the other thing too, I laid down another sawmill on the river here. And up the fuel limit to 6,000, so there's actually not a lot of that is actually firewood. So that's why I added the sawmill. So there's about 1,500 to 2,000 firewood, which easily can be taken by the traders. So we'll want more and more sawmills to respond to that. Maybe we'll want to tune down some of the other sources. All right. Although from a charcoal perspective, when we put furnace fuel in, we'll start making furnace fuel out of charcoal, and that'll manage that inventory a little bit too. Okay, iron's going down a little bit. We must be using more tools. Let's change this purchase back to 50 in both of these. See how that goes. Forger, I don't think there's anything. Oh, we won't need it right away, but the tin, copper, and bronze. Just kind of bring that. Well, when we need it, it'll be there. Okay, house going up. Okay, those two extra blacksmiths. Let's upgrade those. When they come up, we'll just turn them off. So our tool's at 300 now with 4 blacksmiths working in the 2 buildings. Seems to be holding steady. That's good. Never ever run out of tools. Okay, dock homes need to build. How's our farming area up here? Okay, we've got a bunch of stuff coming in. Okay. Okay, you need to be set up. So what do we want from you? See, there's megamod has just a ton of stuff here. And I personally have just scratched the surface. Um, so lots of things to experiment with here. It's actually really amazing how they took a great game like Banished and then just took it, as the kids would say, to the next level. It's really cool. Little insurance tools and maybe some wool once in a while. All right. Oh, I noticed too our supply of flowers is 12,488, and that's with 4 perfumeries and us trading a lot. I did go through the Black Liquid website, I think it was, and in the forum there was a patch forum. Somewhere in the Black Liquid software site there was a mod, I guess you would call it, to reduce the number of flowers. So um, I think we'll hold that in reserve for now, but if that gets out of control, we may want to apply that. So if you are running your own game and you find you have way too many flowers, that's something to consider. Nope, don't need anything from you. Another house. Okay, here we go. We got 11 laborers. So why don't, and the barn is finished. So why don't we fire these guys up? And when that runs for a while, we'll come in and look at the oil press here. I've got it set to lamp oil from blubber, but we'll let that accumulate for a little while. All right, seed merchant. All right, there's wheat there. We don't really need it, but it's a good thing to have. Mind you, I should start checking our trade items here. I probably already bought wheat like 5 times or something. All right, let's go and look at our farming area. Now these orchards and crop fields we don't need right now. We're staying pretty good at over 50,000 food. Um, but it's good not to have to build these things in a panic, so we can slowly turn them on. Probably what I'll do, we'll start turning on the orchards, because they'll take a few years to come in, so do that ahead of time proactively. This area is open up here, so start thinking about putting in our wool and how many domesticated animals do we have at the moment? 31. That's getting to be pretty substantial. I'm gonna have to remember to put the stable in earlier. So even with 1 worker and 2 fairly small cornfields, it's pulling in these animals at a pretty good clip. Okay, our sawmill's done, and I think we're gonna staff it just to make sure that we actually get a supply of firewood. And we don't get just charcoal and fire bundles. So firewood, 3. How's our stockpiles here? I think we'll just go for a regular stockpile. Okay, that was a fuel stockpile. Yeah, okay. And I believe we had a trader. Okay, don't need you. Dock fishery is done. Okay, we're gonna turn you off. Remember, just Make this up to 4 for potential, but turn that one off. So this is what I was talking about a couple of videos ago, but we don't want to block this, but we can have fisheries because they'll use the water without blocking it. So, as we go, as we get bigger here, we can build this up higher, and you put a series of fisheries along here. Um, and we can do a bit of a trick if we use the power flattening tool. We can put like a little chunk of land, create a little chunk of land out here, and we can build a bridge from here to here. If we want people to be able to walk from this area, more directly up to here. I warn you though, if you use these power flattening tools, save the game before you do, because whatever you do is irreversible. So if you make a serious boo-boo or you don't like what you did, there's no way of going back short of reloading. So make sure you save before you mess around with that. Okay. Out of curiosity, how much building supplies? 80. And homewares are 42. Okay, we have 2 fancy homewares too. So I wonder, yeah, we have a town lodging. I wonder what we can upgrade these to. Why don't we take these 2 stone houses up to nice country house and see what that looks like. I think these were going to be country houses here, weren't they? I didn't check, but it's probably time to add a few more. 8 and 3 sounds good. Okay, do we want to start laying out our wool production here? So take that road out. You can go out 9 and up. Um, let's reserve a little bit more here. All right, why don't we put this across? Let's call this housing. And we'll, oops, not that one. We want to go this one, that one. And this is textile storage. So we're going to put 2 of those in. Go across there with gravel. Across here. Now I think we had 31 or 32 of the domesticated animals, so this is 8 per in the wool pens. So if we put 8 of these in, 8 times 4 is 32. And I think I'll use the country road. Okay, so that'll be the wool pens. That'll start getting us some wool and a little bit of leather. Now I think what we do, do we want to use this guy? No, let's keep him for something else. I'll tell you what. Let's come in here, in here, in here. And there should be one. Yeah, general clothing warehouse. So let's put a couple of those guys in. Now, what do we have? Tailoring company. That sounds like fun. All right, let's set 4 of those up. This is kind of why I want, or exactly why I want the nomads to show up. Because we have lots of cool things. Lots of cool, lots of cool things to build. But not quite enough people. Clothing, that's what we want blew that, didn't I? I don't really want to redo all of that, so let's just throw an extra road there. Call it intentional. How about that? Okay, that's going to take a while to run, but we'll let that go. Okay, we've got some more reed farms coming up. We'll just turn 2 on, I think, for now. This one here will turn off when it comes up as well, too. All right, how are we looking here? Okay, we're 81 homes, 97 required, so it says we're quite a bit short in houses. And we want to populate some of this stuff up here, so we've got 4 there. Let's blast in a mess of country houses here. Okay, so that's going to take quite a while to build, so I might do that off camera. We've put ourselves in a decent position for the future here. We're ready to do quite a bit more agriculture, build a bunch of houses up here. This is going to give us just a ton of wool clothing that we can trade. Maybe back off a little bit on the firewood in the trading docks. We've got a ton of bread coming along here. Oh, I was going to do muffins too, wasn't I? Let's do muffins just before we go. So where were we here? We were muffins, flour and blueberries. The blueberries will be coming from the gatherers for the moment, but we can lay in a field when we get to few. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Blueberries. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. All right, that was episode 10 of Banished with megamod 8. I've been Derpy Moose 99. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next episode.